Dividends can be an important part of the value of your equity program. In this video, I'm going to talk about why that is and how companies pay dividends on their equity awards. When investors buy stock in dividend paying companies, they are incorporating the value of those future dividend payments into the price that they're willing to pay for the stock. If those same companies offer equity to their employees, the value of those equity awards is tied to that price that the investors are willing to pay for the stock. But if those companies don't pay dividends to their award holders, then the value the award holders are receiving through their awards is a little bit less than the value that the shareholders are getting on their common stock. This is why most companies that pay dividends on their common stock also pay dividends on their equity awards. Before we talk about how those dividend payments work, however, I have a couple important concepts to cover. When companies pay dividends on their common stock, they can do so in either cash or stock. With a cash dividend, shareholders receive cash for every share of stock that they own. With a stock dividend, shareholders receive stock, oftentimes just a fraction of a share for every share of stock they own. Stock dividends work a lot like a stock split, and that's typically how they'll apply to equity awards. In this video, I'm going to focus on cash dividends and how companies can make sure their award holders get to participate in those. Another important concept to understand is that dividends can only be paid on stock. But most publicly held companies that offer equity to their employees do so in the form of unit awards. Units can't earn dividends because they're not stock. Even so, the companies that offer those awards want to make sure that the award holders receive the full value of the common stock under their unit awards. To do that, they will make payments on the unit awards that are essentially the same as the dividends that are being paid to shareholders. Those are called dividend equivalents because although they're not dividends, they are economically equivalent to a dividend. For the rest of this video, I'm going to use the term dividends to refer to both dividends and dividend equivalents. Now let's talk about how dividend payments work on equity awards. The first consideration here is the timing of the payment. Dividends on equity awards can be paid on either a current basis or a deferred basis. If paid on a current basis, that means that the award holder gets the dividend payment at the same time that shareholders do, even if their award's not vested. If paid on a deferred basis, that means that the dividend is accrued on the award at the same time that it's paid to shareholders, but the award holder doesn't actually get to receive the dividend payment until the award has vested and is paid out. That way, the dividend payment is subject to the same vesting conditions as the underlying award. For unit awards, the predominant approach is to pay dividends on a deferred basis. This is especially true for performance awards. Companies and their shareholders really want those dividends to be subject to the same performance conditions as the underlying award. The second consideration for paying dividends on awards is the form of payment. Just because the dividend is being paid in cash to shareholders doesn't mean that it needs to be paid in cash to award holders. Although that's certainly an alternative, and many companies do pay the dividends in cash to their award holders. This can be done even if the dividends are being paid on a deferred basis. The company would simply accrue the dividend and then hold that cash until the award is paid out. And then at the time of payout, the award holder receives both the underlying shares and the cash dividends paid on them. In that case, a lot of times those cash dividends would be used to reduce the award holder's tax liability for the payout. The other way to pay dividends on awards would be to take the cash value of that dividend and reinvest it into additional units. This will grow the size of the award so that the employee's payout eventually will be larger. For companies that issue unit awards, practices are pretty split between paying dividends in cash and paying them out in reinvesting them in additional units. And that is my quick summary of how dividend payments work on equity awards. I bet you have some more questions. And guess what? We've got more answers. We have some great resources on this topic on the NSPP website. We'll include a link in the show notes. I hope you enjoyed my video today. If you did, hey, why not share it on LinkedIn? Maybe your friends would enjoy it too. And those shares really help us out. Win-win. Thanks for watching.